shoplift?
I did. Well, no, I shoplifted in middle school.
That's actually really bad.
Really? Because I see it as me actively subverting the power dynamics of a very corporatist country.
No. I was just talking about how it's not good to steal from corporations.
Is it?
Yeah, it's not good. Even though their insurance pays for it, if you steal enough, then the insurance is going to get higher, and the prices are going to get higher to make up for that, and it's just like basic economics.
You're not stealing that much.
That's what everyone thinks.
I'm positive.
It's also bad for your ethics. Like,
No.
moral compass is bad.
You have to think, okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. We have to question who's actually being harmed by it. Is it bad to steal from a mom and pop shop? Yes. Is it bad to steal from Walmart? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh
Steal from
God.
Walmart.
No.
This is why they didn't partner me, by the way. Kept saying steal from Walmart. This is why
You're gonna get banned in one stream.
This is why is that
You mentioned pedophilia, murdering somebody.
I did not mention pedophilia.
You're trying to promote people to steal from corporations.
Buy off to steal from Walmart? Yes.
I'm not even allowed to be here anymore.
You gotta move out. This became so bad so quick. I don't think it's bad to steal from Walmart. I don't. I think that Walmart will never outsource the workers of Walmart will never be held. Don't steal from Walmart, obviously. But I am saying that as far as like crimes are concerned, I put that at the very bottom. Stealing from corporate entities, I think it is one of the single most harmless crimes that can occur.
Are you kidding me? What do people work for?
No, that's exactly. They work to line the pockets of the people who own these corporations. And they will continue to only pay you enough to not quit.
Everything, like, okay, let's say you have a book.
Mm-hmm.
You sell the book at Walmart.
I don't sell the book at Walmart.
Yeah,
that's
you
already
don't,
been
because
purchased.
Everyone's stolen it.
No, because here's what happens. If I have a book and I want to sell it, I have a distribution company that sells it to Walmart and it's already been sold and I've already made the money. It doesn't work that way.
And if your sales go down, then you're going to get less money.
If I make a book that good, my career's not going anywhere. If my book is so good, people are trying to steal it, I'm fine.
I'm just saying it's an example.
Like, the book's already been sold.
Think that it's gonna be,
and again, my sales wouldn't go down. And all they know is that their inventory went down. And they're going to be like, why do people really want to steal this book? And they're going to put it in the lockbox, and then I'm going to have more clout because my book is so good. You need an attendant to get it out.
The book thing, it's any other item. Let's say it's a candle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's any item.
Then if it's that desirable, I'm
matter.
fine. I'm producing something of value. And I'm producing it via unions and paying everyone a livable wage.
And everybody goes out and steals. Literally, people are going to get paid a lot less for their items.
Let me make it clear.
They're getting their distribution sales.
Stealing is bad. Do you want to know when I don't think stealing is bad?
Because there's going to be people stealing the sales.
I'll tell you when I don't think stealing is bad, Bonnie. When you are... So me, as a middle schooler...
The butterfly effect?
Well, that's not even related, Bonnie.
Yes, because everything affects everything.
Yeah, but not everything would affect it. So here's the thing.
A quarter of a penny stolen from the jar. And if everybody's doing that...
I think that me stealing in middle school is bad because I didn't need to steal. But I think that someone stealing to fit their needs for survival from a corporate entity is totally morally permissible. It's not legal, but I think it is morally permissible.
I've been in a very, very misfortunate situations, and I haven't had to steal from corporations. I would rather end up doing something like, let's say, a person who's selling weed. Mm-hmm. I think that's at the bottom, actually. If somebody is selling weed instead of going out and stealing, I think that's a lot less harmful than going out and stealing.
Well, we could consider the full web of things that go on. So then you're buying drugs from someone who is procuring drugs from a source, and they are likely making money selling a number of other hard drugs as well. So then you could be, in many ways, indirectly financing the proliferation of life-altering substances. Super but let's say you're growing... Also, I would agree... I would not... I think that so much of how it is we police impoverished areas is predicated on sustaining slavery through legally permissible means by essentially creating an environment...
It's not good to steal from the people!
I think that in the event that it is between you and your survival...
It's not good to sell drugs, but it's not good to steal from people.
I don't think it's good either. I think that it is morally permissible in the event that you are your survival contends on it.
I think that people can survive without stealing things.
I think that many people can, but I also think many people cannot.
You also said it's never wrong to steal from a corporation. So you're back
there. Did I say it was never wrong?
Yep. Verbatim.
Can anyone confirm this?
Yep.
It is never wrong?
Yep.
I still... Okay. This is what I'll say. I don't think it is...
What if your kid went out and stole from Walmart? You'd be like,
well, yeah, I would obviously tell him not to because he doesn't probably need to. Does that make sense? I don't think it's a good thing. I don't think it's something to celebrate. What if you felt like he felt like he needed to?
When do you need to steal? Like, what do you have to steal from?
Well, it's a matter of like I don't have enough money to buy the thing I need. I have a child that needs diapers.
For health the like in
like food
California
stamps?
we have like food stamps and we have like Medicaid.
Well, many of these things can be great, but they can also be insufficient. I mean, like there are a ton of contexts in which people still do not make enough to live. Tons. And it's not just relegated to me as an American or American citizens in general.
They steal things. They're stealing like electronics, clothing.
Probably to sell it.
Yeah, they sell it.
Because they need money. Do I think it's a good thing? No. Do I think that it's closer to it's as close to a victimless crime as possible? Yes. Because everything about present economic systems is predicated on maximizing profits so you can appease shareholders. Like it is.
We live in America.
As far as I'm concerned, it is literal. It is a return of value to the laboring class, and that's it. Because they're constantly being stolen from. Like every hour you work is theft.
That's not true.
It is.
It depends on what you're working for or as. Are you talking about like
so
as a
this is the very pillar
gas station?
Yes. So the value of your labor is almost invariably not being met with the amount. So you are generating, in theory, all of the value, correct? Like someone who is making something is generating the entire value of that product.
That's not true.
So what's creating the value?
The creation of the value is the source in and of itself of having the property. The housing,
how did they make the money
the overhead
to do that?
fees. They do the overhead fees by selling the items, by using the employees to help sell those items, by manning those items.
But how did they get the money to purchase that property?
Probably a loan.
How were they able to get a loan?
I mean, it doesn't always have to be a loan. Sometimes they're paying out of pocket for their own hard-earned money that they worked for. Sometimes they're doing the bank thing, where they're just getting a loan from the bank.
But why were they able to do that?
Why don't you just tell me?
I think that generally speaking,
ask me questions.
so what's happening in like the way that a lot of these like present economic systems are structured is that there is surplus value being produced in order for profit to be harvested, which means that I know that I can make and this is the literal like imperative of a business owner is to maximize profit for shareholders. Like legally, that's what they have to do. That comes at the expense of paying living wages to the people who labor for you. And it doesn't always happen in the U.S., right? Like sometimes American companies will outsource labor.
America right now is at a point where like minimum wage, we've protested against minimum wage being so low because of inflation occurring also. And if that's balanced out, then that's fine. But at this point, what we've gone into is a political thing based off of being like, oh, we don't get paid enough for minimum wage, and that's why it's okay to steal. That's that's what your argument has turned into. When in actuality, ethically, morally speaking, it's not okay to steal from anyone, big corporation or small. It doesn't make any sense.
So the point is that again, like my present perspective on it is that and this is a weird hill to die, and I'm almost just doing it for the sake of it, because yeah, you're right, you should not steal things because you do not own them. As a general rule of thumb, I think that makes sense, barring, in my opinion, the legitimate like survival imperative of like, if I don't have this, I'm gonna die, which I do think is okay. However, what I argue is that
people are okay, so you're right now, you're pandering to people who live off minimum wage, and what do you steal? Sir, who says, yo, Bonnie, go work a job at a retail establishment for 6 months and you will have a different point of view. What are you stealing from stores that you need so badly if you work at a retail job? Like, what are you stealing?
If you work at a retail job, it depends on what your life circumstance are.
Underwear
where it is you're living. Yeah, they have the PS5. Good. But the problem is that I think a lot of us are focused on American issues when the issues ripple elsewhere.
I'm not gonna go through every single person and be like, okay, you get to steal, you don't get
it's
to steal.
About considering like the chain of exploitation, though.
Because don't fuck over other people. If you're fucking over other people, I think that's morally wrong.
So this is why is that I think that at the core of it all, why people advocate for theft, especially as protest, is that it will never hurt the laborers as much as it will the business owners whose entire model is predicated on exploiting, underpaying, and siphoning from those who create that value for them.
That's so like vague to say like they're.
I can get more granular. So like let's look for instance like I don't think that this happens just in so. I think that
every big corporation is exploiting their
workers. Yes, 100%. Not necessarily their American workers, but their workers, without a doubt. Because this is a literal like, and also some corporations might be totally like pro-union and supporting fully like ethically compensated workforces, and that'd be great. So I can't speak to those. But the majority of these business models are predicated on outsourcing legitimate exploitation to foreign countries. So you have producers in this company in the United States wants to make this product, and they can only sell it at a profitable price point in the event that they outsource, not profitable, but let's say like to maximize profit, they'll take their present product model and they will outsource it to a company in Shenzhen that will then take that and then outsource the actual production. So this is like essentially a consulting kind of company that will help procure a plan for production. They'll outsource that to like a country, to like a factory in Cambodia. They'll be like, you're going to make this here.
You're talking about like retail clothing, for example.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Because also our food is not technically always sourced that way.
Our food is also sourced in a horrific way. If you look at the way like Monsanto and other companies that operate like and verifiably control like geopolitical frameworks in South America. Well, yeah, it's not all from Cambodia, but the point is that like almost everything. It's why like there's a massive degree of like human capital being like incinerated when you consider like the ways a lot of like foodstuffs are produced, like vegetables, fruits in South America, things of that nature. Like it's remarkably exploited to borderline slave labor. Like it's not the person at Walmart necessarily who's being treated unethically.
Whole Foods doing that too?
Almost. I mean, it depends on where they're sourcing their food.
Yeah.
We'd have to trace it. I'm sure that there are plenty of people who are doing that. Yeah.
So like what you're saying is like ethically speaking, if you're gonna steal from something.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're saying, like, as long as it doesn't come from, like, an actual farm, and it's coming from, like, whatever the fuck Monsanto is doing or whatever, and, like, people who are getting paid pennies on the dollar, then it's okay.
It's not that it's okay. It's that it, to me, is more permissible than other crimes.
But you said it was okay.
Yeah, being incendiary. I think that it's permissible as far as crimes are concerned, 100%. Like, I don't care if someone shoplifts. That does not concern me. Like, unless it's from, like, a mom and pop shop that...
So, like, let's say, like, I came home and I had stolen, like, an iPod from...
Yeah, I would not give a fuck. Not a single person who is... The only people who suffer from that are going to be people who are calculating total profit. No, not at all. I'm too guilty of a conscience. However, the point more so is that no workers being compensated for the value of their labor
if you came and you stole something, and I would not be like, I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Are you a kleptomaniac?
So this is the thing, though, is that the only thing that is like giving any.
Do you need money? I would be worried.
Can I help you? But that's the thing, is that like a lot of people who are in those contexts can be helped, right? Like I'm not going to be the person who steals because I frankly have plenty of privilege there.
Methods.
Walmart loses more money on products they can't sell because it was left. Yeah, talk about food waste as well, man. The amount of food waste that occurs in the United States, like what, isn't like 40 or 50% of the food that we produce thrown out? Isn't that fucking just preposterous, especially when you consider all the legislation put in place to make it such that in the event that you have excess food, you can't give it to people? They're literally trying to, they're building this.
But it's a problem with the system, and I don't think that, like, the solution is to just fuck with, like, I think the solution...
Bonnie stealing baby birds and telling us not to steal a PS5.
Okay, dude.
No.
I was 12!
This is what I'd say, is that you have to consider who you're actually stealing from, and you're not stealing from the laborers because they've already been paid. You're stealing from the people who are profiting off of the labor. by not paying them the full extent of their labor. So I'm not stealing from from any laborer whatsoever, as they've already been compensated.
If we put as much energy into actually changing shit, don't you think that we would be able to change stuff instead of just like every man for himself?
Well, the whole system's predicated on like political gridlock, right? Like when you have things like, let's say,
change the system if everyone just
heads are gonna have to roll, dude. Like nothing's changing.
And instead people are gonna steal shit instead because that's
so wait. So I just said heads are gonna have to roll, and you said instead people are gonna steal shit. So again, the point is that like the system is not moving unless again there's like mass uprising. And I don't mean it has to be violent, but I am saying that like.
You said heads will have to roll. You know that means like chopping people's heads off.
Yeah, I'm making an allusion to the French Revolution, in which the guillotine. That was a big thing, But I don't know, man.
I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb, but I was just trying to steal. That's all. And so
the problem with Wake's take is when more people steal from big corps, it hurts the local stores instead. I'd be interested to know why that's the case, because people aren't buying it from local stores. Because if the alternative is being able to buy something from local stores, I agree, but I disagree that that's going to intrinsically occur.
Yeah,
or justifying...
he's justifying stealing from large corporations, and I'm telling him that's a big no-no.
I'm saying that it's not good to steal, but if there was a single crime that had to be committed, it would be someone who can't eat stealing from Walmart.
How do you feel about petty theft, Espen?
What's your take?
I think it's bad.
I think you should steal from the poor.